Yep, Audrey.
On the proposed ban on oil exploration, would you contemplate breaking any of the current contracts in place, and what does it mean for consumers?
Yeah. The point I made out on the forecourt today is that we are in a process of actively considering, as every government does around this time of year, how we will deal with future block offers. So that's the decision that we have to make. And as I say, every government comes to that point around this time of year where they'll consider what will be included in a block offer and what won't, and where it will apply. So that's what, when I referred to active consideration, that's the process and the stage that we're at the moment, but we're looking at future block offers.
So there's nothing to stop the 4 South Island cases where they have EPA approval to drill from actually drilling?
As I say, at the moment what we're considering is what the government would usually consider at this point in the timeline, which is the future block offer.
Did you attend that
Yeah, James.
Did you attend that state luncheon for Joko Widodo?
Yes. And as I referred to, I was meant to be in a vehicle at that time, but obviously spending 5 minutes down on the forecourt was absolutely doable, and I thought important given the fact that so many had taken the time to sign the petition and be there and present, and I was able to do both.
Was there any delay? Did you delay your arrival?
No, and nor did I intend for that to be taken from my comments, but I think probably they were accommodating of, unfortunately, my timeline.
What exactly does actively considering mean? Is there something before Cabinet? Is there something we're going to see announcements on in the next week?
Every Minister of Energy goes through a process of considering what happens with the block offer in a given year. That's what our Minister for Energy is going through at the moment, alongside other Cabinet colleagues. We'd put a timeline of, within a few weeks or months for us to make that decision. There isn't a strict time period, but it is usual that it would be around this time of year that those offers would be made.
It's a pretty usual thing for someone to say that the people that attended that process took you saying that you are actively considering it at the moment as quite a bold statement.
Oh yes, look, I've seen that, and we are actively considering what we do in the future, which is what they're asking us to do. What I'm pointing out is that every government at around this time of year actively considers how it will manage block offers, and that's what we're doing.
One of the things you're actively considering stopping putting up block offers.
As I say, at the moment we are working on the way that we will manage future block offers, and I need to allow Cabinet colleagues to factor in environmental impacts, economical impacts, and our focus on a just transition. No decisions have been made.
So it's no different to what the national government did then?
But the fact that we're considering it is no different. At the moment, I'm not going to predetermine what decisions we make, though.
So you're not looking at current contracts whatsoever. You're not going to make any changes to those current contracts held by Stat Oil and the like.
I think what you'll find the people outside were asking us to consider is what we do in the future. And most of international partners, if you look overseas, that's what they're considering as well, is how we approach permitting in the future.
I spoke to a Greenpeace activist today who hoped that you would cancel the current offers as well as the future ones. Is there no scope for that?
We have to keep in mind that, of course, there are contractual obligations that the Crown has entered into, and there's a cost to moving away from those, but also a planning issue. We have the Climate Commission coming in the future, but obviously one of the things they'll consider is the role of gas, for instance, as a transition fuel, which has less of an environmental impact than some of the alternatives. And so we need to factor all of those issues in. But of course, that includes keeping in mind any cancellation of anything that's happened in the past would come at a cost to the Crown.
Impact on consumers if you were to cancel future block offer exploration permits?
All of these things have to be taken into consideration, the environmental, the economical impacts, but also the role of the Climate Commission going forward. That's why we need to make sure that we look at all of this properly. That's why the way we treat block offers is under active consideration.